My name is Lori Albert, and I am a medium and intuitive. You have reached Spiritually Speaking with Lori Albert. Spiritually Speaking is an interactive, intuitive, feel-good show that embraces all things spiritual. Each week we discuss different spiritual or life topics. I have occasional guests on, and I take your calls on the spirit line so that you can be part of the conversation too. Or if you'd like to receive a reading, or if you'd just like to chat, I don't know, about anything spiritual, of course. So welcome to the show. Oh my God, can I just tell you guys that this week, everything happened. Everything. It's like crazy. First of all, I apologize for not being around last week. I got everything ready. Everything was set to go, okay, for the show. I clicked the button at 5 o'clock. It never went to Facebook. It wouldn't go to Facebook. So I was like, okay, great. Not a problem. So here we are. This week I decided to go ahead and just kind of redo the same show over again. I don't know if that's even possible. You know, you just got to go with the flow. You know, I just keep going back to my 3 Ps. And this is the funny part of the story, is that I actually in the midst of the chaos of me trying to figure out how to fix what was going on, right? I'm getting all frustrated, you know, and a couple minutes go by and a couple more minutes go by, and it's just like, oh my God. And then I thought, Lori, practice what you preach. The 3 Ps. Mercury is still seriously in retrograde, right? So I was like, okay, patience. Okay, so I was like, okay, I've got this, right? Just calm down, reboot, do this, do that. And then in persistence, which of course I am nothing if I'm not persistent, right? Anybody that actually knows me knows that, right? And then positivity, right? So I get the positivity word in my head and I just started laughing, right? I wish I could have been live so that you guys would have been able to hear what was going on. It was so funny. So at any rate, by the time I got everything figured out, it was 5:30, and I said, you know what, let's just bag this. I am so aware of what Spirit's intentions are. And I always give everything up to Spirit before I do a show. And I thought to myself, you know what, maybe there's somebody that can't watch tonight that needs to see this show just because of the topic. Okay, so yeah, it was kind of cool. Eric and Shauna and Tari and Joe, you opened your Facebook. Nice. Okay. I am so excited you guys are all here. Thanks for being here. Today was a horrible day. I mean, like really crazy, bad, weird, bad stuff happened, right? But we continue on with our 3 Ps. Persistence. What are the 3 Ps? Persistence, patience, and positivity. So yeah, right? So anyway, I want to share with you guys behind me, what my scenery is behind me, right? This is a picture of, and I don't know if the barn is original or not, but this is my father's farm. This is the land where my father's farm was when he was growing up as a kid in like the early 1900s. Isn't that cool? So I was like, oh, I've got to like have this on for you guys because this is like way cool, right? So yeah. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys. So I'm just going to go ahead and sage because, yes, we all need our sage today. Do we not? Today has been a day, right? So we are going to, and I'm going to say, I might even say the prayer twice. Yes, sir. Oh, and look how much smoke is coming off. Because they always say that the sage knows how much smoke it needs to give off. So anyway, that's kind of cool, right? Okay, so we will start with, I break up and release all stagnant and negative energy from this place. May peace, light, and divine love protect us and be ever present. So, may peace, light, and divine love protect us and be ever present. So, there we go. Welcome to the show. I'm super excited that I'm able to log in today, and we are all here together, so thanks for joining me. Okay, so the plan the plan for today is that I'm going to talk about the book I want to talk about, and then we're going to do a really cool meditation, and then that's going to help us speak our truth and be our truth. So I'm like super excited about that. And then I will be taking your calls. And for mediumship, think I'm pretty darn sure I've got some spirits with me tonight. So let's all just have fun, right? Okay, so a couple of weeks ago, I was able to talk about something that was a huge life lesson for me. And you guys gave me incredible feedback. You guys gave me incredible feedback, and I really, really appreciate that. If you didn't watch it, it was a personal story for me, and I basically told the story where I was struggling with my vibration. My vibration, I could feel it getting lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. And the story was basically how I was able to get my vibration back up, okay, and get it higher again, right? And the feedback you guys gave me was so incredible because it was so powerful for me, because I realized that as I was being vulnerable and raw, you guys were being vulnerable and raw too. And so I really appreciated that. But one of the things that I realized during the actually understanding the feedback was that, a lot of the way I was processing, and I was explaining how I was processing stuff, may have been new to you guys. The way I do it, the way I process my stuff, and the fact that I was able to get myself from a really low place to a really high, high, I'm going to just say it that way, a really high place kind of quickly. I have been doing self-help work, I guess you could say, for many, many years. And I've been going to seminars. I've taught myself new ways of thinking, new trains of thought. And I've taught myself how to manipulate my thoughts so that my emotions can generally stay in a higher vibration. Okay? And this has taken me many years to formulate. Okay? And the reality is that sometimes certain ways of doing things fit for some people, and sometimes they don't. So all those years of trial and error is what made me, I'll put it in terms of me, it made me able to learn how to get myself out of that insecure, fearful, jealous place. Okay? So throughout those years of study, one of the books that I had a massive impact on me, it is called The Four Agreements, and it is by Miguel Ruiz. This book is so masterfully written, and I wanted to share the main points with you guys today. If this way of creating a happier you fits for you, then great, take it on. And I'm telling you, it's awesome, right? If it doesn't, if some points of it fit and some don't, that's fine too. Just take what you need and then sort of discard the rest, I guess, I mean, this book really allowed me to gain the freedom that I so needed and still need. We all need it every day, right? So this is the book. Okay. Okay. So I will get right into it. The first agreement. So basically it's a book of 4 agreements that you make with yourself. And if you make these agreements with yourself, you can obtain and you can gain that freedom in your life. Okay. So that's what this is about. The first agreement that Don Miguel talks about is be impeccable with your word. Okay. And yes, that means to be in integrity, right? And yes, that's about telling the truth, but it's also way beyond that. It's about being integrity. Okay, I'll let that sink in for a minute. Being integrity, living your life with integrity, being the real you. Okay. Who is the real you? Do you know? Yes, it's about being honest with who you really are. Okay? Speaking and being your own personal truth. And that's why the meditation we're going to do is about, it's centered on the throat chakra. The meditation we're going to do is centered on the throat chakra, and it's about speaking your truth, being your truth. Okay? So how do you know what is your truth? That would be one of the questions that is like, of course, how do you know? You know, you need to ask yourself a couple of questions, obviously. Does it feel right when you say it or when you do it? Does it feel right? You know inside by that little something that happens to you inside if whatever you're saying or doing feels right. Does it feel truthful to you? Okay? Being truthful with yourself is a huge, huge step to living a joyful life. And honestly, I am living proof. My journey at coming out as a medium, oh yeah, it was quite a bit stressful, I will say. I really never wanted anyone that was religious or that just was nervous around it or had fear around mediumship. I never wanted anybody to be uncomfortable. So that was what that was about, right? So, and actually, to be honest with you, I actually hid it from myself. I actually hid my mediumship from myself because I was raised very Catholic. And it was kind of like, no, that's not quite right. That's not what you want to do, that sort of thing. But there came a point when, actually, to be honest with you, it was when my father passed away. And I had always had weird stuff going on, but when my father passed away, and I happened to be in the room, which was such a beautiful thing to experience. It was sad, obviously, but it was really a beautiful thing to experience. And I saw him. I knew he was there in the corner of the room when his spirit left his body. And I looked up and I said, "I've got this, Dad. I'll take care of Mom," kind of thing. And I didn't know what was going on, right? But I say that whole story because, I got to a certain point where I could not not live my truth any longer. It had been hidden me from so long. And so when I came out, you know what I mean? And when I came out, so to speak, I felt completely released. And living my truth was huge. It's a huge impact on me. I can't tell you how different my life is because of that. So that's the example for that. Anyway, so getting back to the book, the second agreement is an interesting one too. And the second agreement is don't take anything personally. Okay? If someone comes up to you and says, "Wow, you look huge," did I just shock you? Or if they come up to you and say, "Wow, you look so thin," I want you to consider something. Neither of those statements has anything to do with how you look. It has nothing to do with you, right? Seriously, it's about them. It's about the other person and how they process in their own lives what they're seeing in you. Isn't that crazy? Think that through. It's really pretty interesting because if you think about it, it's them. It's how they process who you are. Okay? And it's about them needing either maybe to feel better about themselves and to deal with their own insecurities, So saying these sentences is really them comparing themselves to you. So consider that. That's pretty cool. It's a pretty amazing thought process. So, a compliment or something derogatory, none of it matters. You don't need to take it personally. It's not about you. It's about them, right? So now, taking that one step further, and I'm telling you, the book, it goes further into this, and it's such an easy read. So, if you're interested at all, it's such an easy read. Taking that one step further, when you say things to other people, it's not about the other person as well. So think that through. When you're saying stuff to people, Huh? Isn't that crazy? Isn't that a crazy thought to think about? It's really cool stuff, right? And I want to recite, pardon me, I want to recite a few sentences from the book because this is absolutely sums it all up and it's perfect. If you keep this agreement, meaning this, don't take anything personally, if you keep this agreement, you can travel around the world with your heart completely open and no one can ever hurt you. Oh, God, isn't that freeing just in itself? I mean, if you're interested in personal freedom at all, hello, that's definitely a way to do it, right? So I'm telling you, it's life-changing, right? If you really take it on. So, okay, so the third agreement is then, don't make assumptions. You know the old saying, when you assume, you make an ass out of you and me, right? So I always think that's funny, but it's true. Because when you assume something, it's basically, you're considering that it is the truth. When you learn to ask questions, you are communicating, okay? This is important because we should never be scared to ask questions or discuss something. We should never be scared to do that. Okay? Don't allow the fear of looking bad to take over. And if you put into place the agreements, like never taking anything personally and being your truth, you sort of lose the fear of looking bad in a sense. Okay? And you can ask questions and then you will know the truth and you won't assume. Okay? Don't assume also that if you think that someone doesn't like you because maybe they don't smile at you when you see them, you don't know what's going on in their mind. You really don't. Maybe they're shy. Maybe they're having a bad day. This one lady at my office, I pass her all the time and she always looks down and never says anything to me. And sometimes I say hello, sometimes I don't because I don't know what her deal is. But you know what? Once I decided I wanted to say this, I started thinking, you know what? It's not about me. It's not about me. It's about her, right? So I started saying good morning to her, and now I get a smile like all the time. It's like so cool. So I don't know. You never know. You don't know what somebody else is going through. Never assume, okay? For some reason, this one seemed kind of easy to do. I don't know why, but whatever. Anyway, so the fourth agreement, and I love this one, right? Always do your best. Don Miguel says about this one that this agreement is the action of the first three agreements. Okay? So in all circumstances in your life, do your best. Your own personal best doesn't matter because you will be impeccable with your word. You will not take anything personally, and you won't assume anything. So this one should come easily, right? So just always do your best. Also, what happens when you do your best? Your self-esteem gets higher, gets better. Higher, I don't know. Your self-esteem gets better. And you learn to love yourself in a way that maybe you hadn't before. So take that on. Consider all of this. This is crazy. And you may have to repeat and listen to this again because some of this stuff is big stuff and I'm kind of glossing it over a little bit, your life, when you put into practice these four agreements, your life becomes enriched emotionally and psychologically and physically. You'll find that you're going to be experiencing things you've never experienced before. So try this book on for size, okay? Do you like what I just said? Let me see some of the comments. If you feel the need for this type of conversation, this book will rock your world. I mean, and it's so easy to read. It's so simple to read. And you just feel good when you read it. I mean, you really do. You feel like he's right there with you. So, all right. So Wanda says she thinks she has one of these books. Oh, that's great. That's awesome, right? And Joe says it's a book you read again and again and again, and new message each time. Absolutely. That is the thing. You get a new message every time. Oh, I love that. That is so true. So what I'd like for you to do, chat question for you. Do you have any questions about these agreements? And which one of these agreements is either the easy for you or the most difficult? So type it in. Let me know what you think. I'm like curious. I'm curious to see what you guys think, right? Yeah. So, you know, it's a crazy thing to consider if you've never done it before. If you've never read this book before, you've never heard any of these concepts, try them on, you know, even if you just do one, even if you just are impeccable with your word, right? Are you just impeccable with your word and just live in integrity? Imagine that. Imagine the way your life could change and being your truth. So, right. It's pretty awesome. I know. I love it. I love it. Love, love, love. Okay. So, Mercury. Okay. Switching gears. Now, I'll get back. If you guys comment on that, I'll get back to the comments. But Mercury is still in retrograde. And it comes out, I believe. Oh, I should have checked this. I believe it comes out of retrograde on the 16th. And things are going to be sort of squirrely. Today is what? The 14th. Okay, so things are going to be squirrely for like another week and a half to 2 weeks. So hang on to your grandmas. That was from a video game my daughter used to play. Hang on to your grandmas. And so hang on to your grandmas because if anything, I don't know if you guys had stuff going on today, but I had the craziest, weirdest stuff going on today. So just be aware, okay? And then before I get into the meditation, I wanted to read to you guys the astrological forecast for the week for all of us, okay? So let me read this because it's really kind of interesting. Okay, so this is what Christopher Renstrom says from rulingplanets.com. Water moves in mysterious ways and often introduces us to personal strengths we never knew we had. This is why you need to really absorb what the stars are saying this week when Jupiter and Neptune form their third and last trine in the water signs of Scorpio and Pisces. Chances are you are being asked to let go of someone who matters a great deal to you, to forgive what you always regarded as an unforgivable harm, or to turn the other cheek, right? And this is what he says, and this is absolutely beautiful. Our love isn't deepened because we get something we want. Our love is deepened by heartbreak and pain. And we may ask ourselves what the point of all this pain is, and the point is to make us more feeling and caring people. Empathy can't be learned. It can only be experienced, and once experienced, you will never love the same way again. Wow. I mean, wow. That just rocked my world when I read that, and I couldn't wait to share it with you guys. I really couldn't wait to share it with you guys. Okay, so Anthony says, oh, a friend of his passed away. Oh, a friend passed away. I'm so sorry. You know, that's such a sad thing. And I will be doing mediumship readings tonight. I can't wait. So, Anthony, I will get to you after we do the meditation. I hope that's okay. Debbie says she thinks the most difficult one of these is to not take something personal at work, home, or socially. It is so true, right? So true. Don't take anything personally. It's not about you. So, Debbie, I invite you to take on this little challenge. I'm just going to throw it out. Next time somebody says something to you that's a little bit off or you're like tweaked by it, take a sort of, not a physical step back, but take a step back for just a minute and think about what, you know, get a little bit of compassion in there and see what could be going on in that other person's life. Whether it's work related or personal or whatever. Oh, you did that all wrong. Okay, well, if somebody yells at you that you did something wrong, then maybe they're having a bad day and they're taking it out on you or something. I don't know. So I'm just saying, let's consider that. Okay? Try it. It's hard. The not taking anything personal one is hard, especially if you're an empath. If you're like that, oh my God, it's so hard to take. So yes, I completely get that. All right, so let's calm ourselves down and get ready, and we're going to do our meditation. Okay. Oh, I hope you guys enjoy this because it's so beautiful. And then I will open things up and we will do some readings and I'll do some questions and that sort of thing. Okay. So today's meditation is going to focus on our throat chakra, which is the 5th chakra. Okay? And in Sanskrit, it's called Vishuddha, which means especially pure. Right? I love that. I love that. So when you're thinking about your own personal truth, that's perfect for that, right? Especially pure, your own personal truth. You're being who you're supposed to be in the world, saying what you know you're supposed to say in the world. So I love that, right? So let's take a couple of deep breaths in. Take one deep breath, nice deep breath. And release. I don't know about you, but that really helped me. Let's take another one. Nice deep breath in. And release. Close your eyes and let your hands sit on your lap with your palms up. And let's place our attention on our throat chakra, which is right at the center of our neck. I want you to imagine a ball of beautiful blue light flickering just over your throat. That really cool, amazing blue color. Okay? Imagine that ball of light around our throat. And as we become more aware of it, let's imagine the blue light glowing and growing larger and larger and beginning to envelop our head and chest and arms. Now imagine it growing larger still, enveloping our abdomen and legs and our entire body, just enveloped by that beautiful blue light. We ask that Archangels Michael and Uriel come and always protect and guide us with their wisdom and love. We ask that they teach us how to embrace our true selves and express who we truly are to the world. We ask that as we go through our lives, that we learn and become who and what we are supposed to be in our lives, and allow us the confidence to live a true existence with integrity and pure love. Now silently repeat after me. I am pure love. I embrace the joy in being who I am supposed to be in the world. I create my life and existence every day with truth, purity, and integrity. I allow Spirit to live within me and shine through me. Thank you, Spirit, for all the love, joy, and beauty in my life. Now repeat thank you to yourself quietly or silently. Namaste. Oh, wow. That was so beautiful. Oh my gosh. I feel so good. I feel alive today. I had all these crazy things happening, but I feel like so alive. It's fantastic. It feels good. I'm so glad I'm with you guys today. That's so great. So Debbie says that she is an empath. So yeah, that's it. Hi, Jerry. Thanks for joining. Diana, hi. Thanks for joining. I hope you got to do some of the meditation with us. Jerry, I'm so glad you're with us tonight. Thanks for joining. Thanks for everybody for joining, and I appreciate it. So I'm ready to open up the phone lines. Okay, I really would love, if you are interested in a mediumship reading, I would love to give you one. I would really appreciate it if you would call. And there's a reason why I'm saying this, because when we give, as mediums, when we give mediumship readings, it's fine. I can do it with the chat. I love that. I love being able to interact with you guys like that. And I completely do understand that there's a bit of nervousness about calling. I get that. But nobody knows who you are, right? Nobody knows who you are. You can give a fake name. I'll know. I'm just kidding. But I just really feel like that I'm supposed to give a phone mediumship reading tonight. So that's all I'm going to say about that. So if you'd like to ask other questions on the chat, I would love to as well. So also too, I got some questions after the show 2 weeks ago, because of course I wasn't here last week, but I got a couple of questions and I wanted to share them with you guys because they seemed like really appropriate questions. So I wanted to share this with you. First off, where did I learn about all the chakras and all the spiritual stuff? And I really wanted to tell you guys that I have done a ton of work over the years on myself, getting myself prepared to be able to give readings professionally, and all sorts of different ways. When I first started, actually even before I started really opening up my gifts, I was always interested in the chakras and all of that stuff, and that's part of what, like, I knew that I was interested in all that stuff, but I didn't understand why until later. But anyway, so I became like a fiend for reading, for just like taking the books, every book that I could imagine, I would read and I would learn, and it just became like, I wouldn't say an obsession, but there's so much to learn. Like when you decide you want to do this, there is so much to learn. So, and that was part of it. So I learned all of the spiritual stuff just through my own way of keeping up with it, and learning. And I didn't realize it, I think, at the time, but Spirit was guiding me to different books and guiding me to different courses, different classes. I've studied with a ton of different mediums and all kinds of different seminars, not just mediumship seminars, but I've done all sorts of like self-help stuff. And just because I became really just craving that knowledge, and part of it is the books, and so learning about Abraham, learning about Don Miguel Ruiz, all of that. I just became, so if you're interested in sort of opening up your gifts, or you're not sure about it, ask Spirit to guide you to the right books. And Eric, you said same, and I know that you allow Spirit to guide you to all the different books and the different things. So I totally appreciate that, and I love the journey you're on. So that's great. Jerry says, not sure how to call in. Oh, okay. Well, you just call in the number at the bottom of the screen. I think it's on this side. 818-835-5885. And if you want to call in, I would love to talk to you. So please feel free to call. So it's pretty interesting. What I do is pretty interesting. And like I was saying earlier, when I finally came out, I really wasn't sure. And I've probably said this before, but I really wasn't sure how friends and family and stuff would take it, and it's just, It's ironic because the people that I really thought were going to think I was totally off the wall were the people that embraced me the most. You know, people I thought that would be into it would be like, whoa, what are you talking about? Are you serious? Like, that's crazy. You don't do that. Nobody does that, you know, kind of thing. So anyway, so yeah, you never know. If you're thinking about developing your gifts, be aware of that. Oh, Shauna. Shauna says, I've been doing so much work lately, have made huge life changes. Yay, good for you. I have been seeing so many wonderful, beautiful things around me. My question is because it just keeps happening. I keep getting this warm sensation in my right hand, wrist, almost like a touch, and then it gets warm. Oh, I love that. Every time it happens, something happens. It just keeps happening more and more. Okay, so let me tell you, actually, no, you're not having a nerve problem. I promise you that. Let me just tell you my little story, and I'll give it to you really fast. What happened to me was that when I started opening up, I started getting dizzy. Like, spirit would make me dizzy whenever I had a spirit with me, and I didn't know what that was, right? And so I was going, oh my God. And I went to a couple doctors, and they said, oh, you're dehydrated, drink more water. So as I drink more water, that wasn't the problem, right? One day I actually had to, you'll laugh at this, because I actually had to sit down in a grocery store. My little girl, I think I've told you guys this before, she was little, and I had to just sit down in the grocery store because it was too much. It was too much to deal with, right? Well, I didn't realize what was happening until way later, right? And I started realizing, and I told them, okay, look, I get that you're trying to tell me that I have a spirit with me, but we need to find a new system, right? So they gave me, I get goosebumps up the back of my head, on my head, basically. I get goosebumps. If the energy is really strong, it's changed, and it changes over the course of years, Shauna. So everything can change. Tell them, if this is my symbol, like with the warmness of touch on your hand, if this is my symbol, please let me know. Okay, if this is you trying to tell me something, you know, that sort of thing, because that is key, I think, especially when you're starting out, because you want to know what it is that's happening, you know. So once I got rid of that, I never got dizzy. Well, I mean, of course I get dizzy periodically, because everybody does occasionally, you know, once every, whatever, 2 years or something. But I never, after I changed that up and I made the deal with my spirit guides, I haven't had that problem since. So I've had other problems, but not that problem, right? So yeah. So Shauna, I hope that helps, because it's very important for you to learn how to. And you know what is funny is that I was never really able to understand that, to be honest. I wasn't able to understand what was going on, and I didn't really at that time, I didn't really have anybody to talk to about it who would know, because that wasn't something that I read in books. So if you have any other questions about that, Shauna, please feel free to reach out to me, because that kind of stuff, you just need to share personal experiences. So yeah, so that's what that is about. Okay, so Jerry, you should call me, 818-835-5885. I definitely have a spirit here with me. So if you feel like you're supposed to call, please call. And I'll tell you why, because I have a spirit with me, and oh, it does kind of spook you out, Shauna. It spooks her out. Of course it does, right? Because you don't understand it yet. Of course it spooks you out. So yeah, so just talk to your spirit guides. Talk to your spirit guides, okay? Oh, we have a caller. Hi there, this is Lori. You're live on the air. Who am I speaking to? Hello? Can you hear me? Oh, well, we got hung up on. Oh, well. Whoever that was that called, you feel free to call back. You have to lower your volume, though, when you call back. You have to lower your computer volume. So at any rate, okay. So another question that I got was, after the thing a couple of weeks ago, was how old were you when you knew that you could do this, or when you knew something was going on or something like that? Well, here was my thing. When I was young, I had some experiences, which I was young, and I actually kind of prefer to keep those private. Okay, not too many people know about those. I had some things happen, and they were life-changing, and to the point where they spooked me. Let's just say it this way. And I knew that there was something else out there, but I didn't know. I didn't understand what it was. And I thought that I was, maybe possessed or something, and maybe not possessed. Possessed the wrong way to say it, but so that's what started it all out. Hi there, you are live on the air with Lori. Who am I speaking to?
Hi, this is Terry.
Hi, Terry. How are you?
Hi. I was just going to say I am spiritual because I know that we kind of post and share stuff between each other.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. How are you today?
I am so great. Like right now, I am so great. I wasn't great earlier because I had like some seriously weird stuff going on today. Mercury is completely retrograding in my life. I don't know about yours. Is Mercury retrograding in your life?
No, not at all. It's
You're lucky.
Except I was the other caller before, and my phone died the second you answered. So maybe that was because of you.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, that's fine. That's a small thing, like technologically. Oh, you have no idea. So many, like a computer died today, and just, everything. It's just crazy. And some really weird stuff, I'll just say. Some really crazy, weird stuff has been happening. So, anyway. So what can I do for you today? What can I do for you today?
Well, I recently have found out some biological information about myself that my entire life, I didn't know.
Oh, wow.
And I do know, and I also know because of the new info that my bio mom and dad, as well as my parents, but my bio mom and dad are in heaven. And I'm just wondering, I don't know a whole lot. I know a little bit, but not a whole lot. I'm just wondering if you ever think they come by me.
Okay, so let me ask you this, because I am seeing two people standing near each other. Do you have, just yes or no, okay? Do you have pictures of them? Like, do you know what they look like? That you do? Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just tell you. I'm seeing a girl with long, straight hair, and I'm seeing her holding a guy's hand. I'm not really seeing what he looks like, but they're holding hands. Do you know if they ended up getting married, or if they got together?
No. No. Oh, no. He was married.
He was? Oh, great.
My father was married. I was the remnant of an affair.
Oh, okay. All right. So, okay, so let me ask you this, because I wouldn't call it unrequited love necessarily, but I feel like that there was unfinished, where they were unfinished though, when they broke up. They were unfinished. They still wanted to be together. I feel like. Okay. So I will tell you that. Do you know if she had sort of longer straight hair?
My mother, very possibly when she was younger.
Yeah,
because,
I'm seeing her as a younger person. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would assume that because I have very long straight hair.
Oh, okay.
So I would assume she did. The picture that I saw of her, she was like 50, and she didn't.
Okay.
But, it was the only one. It was the only one that I was sent.
Right,
but but I was told that I looked like her, so that kind of,
that's cool.
That was kind of, yeah.
Okay, so here's my deal. Yes, I do feel like that they are around you. I feel like I said, that they weren't finished, and I'm going to use this word, and I'm going to explain how I mean it spiritually. Like they had a soul connection with each other. It wasn't just an affair kind of thing. I feel like that there was a soul connection between the two of them. Now, what they did doesn't make it right, but I'm saying that they had some kind of serious connection, Okay. And
I believe that.
Yeah. And well, obviously they did. I mean, they connected, obviously, or you wouldn't be here, right? But I feel like that they're definitely around you a lot, because I feel like that they're together on the other side.
Good.
Yeah. And it's like, I feel like that they're almost, and you're going to laugh when I say this, but I feel like that they're almost like guardian angel type people for you. Like, I don't feel like that they're like, it feels removed, meaning like, sometimes if a mother or father or grandparents are on the other side, they kind of take sort of an active sort of part in your life on the other side sometimes.
Yeah, and I understand it.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, this lady doesn't. This lady and this guy, I think they're just more like watching over you. It feels more like that. So, and
because I was in secret up until a few months ago. So now
you were what until?
Now I was a secret. Like I found out my biology through ancestry DNA. I found out I have 3 sisters. I found out I have 3 deceased brothers. I know
because there's a brother. I was seeing a brother too. So, but go ahead. Yeah. Wow.
Well, there's a brother on my father's side that's deceased, and then there's 2 brothers that my mom lost. So my mother ended up having brother first, then me, gave me up for adoption, and then she had 2 other children when she remarried.
Okay.
So, like I know some stuff, but I don't know if they think about me or know that I know. Like, I know
absolutely.
now.
They're absolutely. Oh, well, your parents are absolutely around you a lot. Okay.
Good.
So they're, like I said, they're like looking over you. The other thing I want to say about that is that, how do I want to say this? You know what? This sounds kind of lame coming from a medium, but I feel like that more is going to be revealed to you. And I feel like some here on Earth and some when you finally cross over, which isn't going to be over a long time. But I feel like that more is going to be revealed. So,
I believe that.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they're telling me. Hearing it in those exact words. More will be revealed. But it feels kind of like that more will be revealed after you cross over. But I feel like that there's some stuff that you're going to be finding out now. So, yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome.
I love it.
You're so welcome.
I appreciate it.
Sure, no problem. Thanks for calling, and have a great night.
You too, honey. Take care.
Take care.
Bye. See you in cyberspace. Bye.
See you in cyberspace. Bye.
Bye.
That's so cute. That is just adorable. Yeah, you never know what you're going to find out when you do those ancestry DNA stuff. I did the ancestry DNA stuff, and it was crazy, like the stuff I was finding out, and Jerry, I saw that you tried to call, but I was on the other phone. So if you want to call back, or maybe you're the 661 number too. So yeah, what was I saying? Oh, so yeah, the ancestry DNA thing is crazy. I was told I was like 36% Scandinavian, right? But I did my family tree to like the 1700s, and there's nobody from any of the Scandinavian countries. So whatever. Anyway, it's fun. Okay. So, if anybody has a question, I will open it up because we have about 10 minutes left. I will open it up on the chat if you're interested in writing in a question. That would be fine. And I have a couple other little things that I wanted to tell you about some questions I got after the show the other week. Boy, that was really an amazing experience, being so vulnerable and sort of like opening myself up. And I really want you guys to know, because I kept hearing people saying stuff like, that was really amazing that you were able to sort of work that through with your husband. And you know what? The reality is that he was the conduit. You know, he is a fantastic guy. He'll let me just sit there and talk. And he would ask certain questions at certain times. And I would be, at first I was like, don't talk, just don't talk. Let me just work this through. But the reality is he's a very smart man. And he's really, and he would deny this till his dying day, but he's quite intuitive in his own right? So he would ask these certain questions. So I really want to say that how much there are people out there for you, whoever you are, okay, that can help you process this stuff. You have to learn what works for you and what doesn't work for you regarding processing your own emotions and that sort of thing. So Tanya says, are you getting anything from me? Regarding what, Tanya? Let's see. Anything? Give me any sort of... Give me a hint, Tanya. Okay, so Debbie says, my dad died in April. I have a lot of guilt because I didn't spend a lot of time with him over the past 2 years. I haven't been coping too well. Oh, I'm sorry. I have private conversations with him daily. Of course you should, and you should continue to do so. He definitely hears those. Let me see. I feel like that, and it's interesting because I'm kind of getting your energy, Debbie, and I'm feeling like that you, oops, what am I doing here? I'm feeling like that you were getting that, you're feeling the guilt. I'm feeling the guilt that you were talking about, but I'm feeling like that there was unconditional love for you. That's what I'm getting from your father. There was unconditional love. He knew that you were busy. He knew that you had your own life, and not spending time with him wasn't, you had your lives together. So I'm not getting any sense of like him feeling bad. So yeah. Okay. So I want you to know that he's always there for you. Keep talking to him. He hears you absolutely 100%. Okay? Okay, so Tanya says, anyone coming through? Oh, no, that's okay, Tanya. Sorry, she says, you're so cute. Tanya, anybody coming through for you? I actually feel like a young lady is coming through. When I say young lady, I mean like... oh, what is that called? Somebody on your level. What is that called? A contemporary. Oh, my God. A contemporary coming through for you. I feel like that she is... I feel like that she has dark hair. And she was a friend. I'm not getting the sense. I could be wrong about this, but I'm not getting the sense that you were related. If you were related... it might have been further, it might have been like cousins or something further back. I don't, so, and this girl, I feel like is with, I don't know if you have a family, but she likes watching your family because she wasn't able to have a family, or it was separated or something. So yeah, so this girl, I hope you know who she is. Let me know in the chat if you know who she is. She's just a real sweet girl, and she's with you a lot. Yeah, so keep that in mind. Let me know if you know who she is, because I would like to know if you know who she is. Yeah, so dark hair, I'll just leave you with that for right now. She is with you a lot. She loves watching you interact with your family. Your family is beautiful, she says. So, okay, so Shauna says, anyone coming through? Anything coming my way on new love? Ooh, well, all right. New love. Oh, Tanya says she's not sure. Okay. Oh, and Anthony. I'm going to get to you, Anthony. I promise you're next. Okay. So you're not sure. Okay. So let me just tell you, Tanya, that she feels like a contemporary. So let's open up the sphere. She may not have been somebody that that you were close to, but it might be somebody that you work with. It might not have been like a friend, but it might have been somebody you work with, somebody along those lines. So open up your sort of thought process there on that. Yeah, so I'll say that. Okay, so Anthony, I wanted to get to you, and I forget what your question was. I'm going to go to the top. Anthony, where are you? Oh, a friend of yours passed away last week. I'm so sorry. That's just so sad. I hope you can understand that they will never really be gone from your life. And I don't know who this is for you, Anthony, but I'm seeing a man. I'm seeing glasses, sort of nicely done hair. It feels straight, but what is straight on a man? I don't even know. But as far as hair goes, and so I'm feeling that. I'm seeing a scarf as well. I feel like I'm seeing a scarf around him as well. Very, I don't want to say shy. That's not the right word, but very thought. Like he thought of. He was very thoughtful about what he was going to say. Like he wasn't like the big life of the party kind of guy. He was somebody that was really thoughtful about what they would talk about and that sort of thing. So Anthony, does that sound like your friend, or does that sound like somebody else? It might be somebody else for you. So I will wait to hear back from you on that. Yeah. So yeah. So I've got both of them here. I've got the young lady over here, and I've got Anthony's, hopefully his friend or somebody that he knew that had passed away. This gentleman with you, Anthony, does feel a little bit confused, like he's still getting his bearings on the other side. So yeah, so we're coming to the end of the show, and I hope I get to hear from you guys. I don't want either one of you to like worry about either one of these people. They are both doing absolutely fine. Physically, I feel like that they're getting there. Oh, Tanya still has no clue. So Tanya, let's talk via private message me, and we'll talk about it that way, because there's more I want to say, but I gotta wrap up the show. So yeah, and then Anthony, let me know what you think about let me know what you think about that. Write in the comments if that's the gentleman that you're thinking of that passed away last week. So so you guys are fantastic. I love each and every one of you, and I know that a lot of people watch this later and don't actually they're sometimes a little nervous to call in and stuff, but I really appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate all of the calls and the messages afterwards. Thank you so much for that. You guys enrich me in such a way that I am just honored that you would spend some time with me. So I appreciate everything that you guys do. And until next week, namaste, and everybody stay happy. Through the Mercury retrograde. Stay happy. Take care.
Thank you for watching Spiritually Speaking with Lori Albert.